Good morning, PT on Ice daily show. It is Thursday morning, a little bit early, getting this in after the gym before the clinic. Thursday morning, talking about all things organizational and leadership development. I am your host, Alan, COO of ICE, part of the fitness athlete division as well. Here at CrossFit Fenton, same gym, same community, new name. Starting to get the band together here as far as physical therapy, wellness, nutrition, massage therapy, and more goes. So new logo, same place. So this morning we're going to talk about personality tests. Initially, and for a long time, I didn't put a lot of weight on personality testing and personality types and all those little tests and quizzes you see on Facebook that your grandma shares. Never put a lot of weight in them, but as I get more and more into organizational development and leadership, I'm better understanding the value that they can have. Knowing the strengths and weaknesses and how different people will behave is very, very important in understanding how people work, how they'll behave, more importantly, how they'll behave under optimal conditions and how they'll behave under suboptimal conditions. And knowing all of that stuff together will better let you understand how you can expect somebody to perform and how overall you can improve the efficiency and performance of your organization, whatever that may be. We talked a long time ago, I think maybe the first time I ever did a Thursday PT on Ice, about how you can't really change people. We think we can change people. We think we can change the way that our employees behave, the way that our boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife or mom or grandpa act, but we really can't. We know that most people's personalities, the way that they behave, is 99.9999% set in stone by the time you meet them as an adult. You can't change them. We think we can change people. Some people spend their entire lives, spend entire relationships trying to change people, often to minimal success because we know that we can't change people. So if we can't change people, if we can't make them the way we would like them to be, then we need to go the other route, and that's to better understand them. Why are they the way that they are? How might they behave, and how can we better understand their strengths and weaknesses to know where to place them in our organization and how to support them so that they can improve their efficiency and overall improve their outcomes. So I turned onto something called the Enneagram a couple weeks ago when I was down in Texas teaching with Mitch. Had a couple CrossFit coaches at the course, and one of the coaches' wife, Christine, she asked us, she said, I think she told Mitch that he was a type 8, and we were thinking, what are you talking about? What does a type 8 mean? And she told us about this type of personality testing called an Enneagram. And there are many types of personality tests that I'm not here to endorse a specific one. There's Jungian, Briggs-Meyer, there's something called the Big Five, there's something called the Ocean. I mean, there's as many as you can imagine. It's looking up last night about personality testing. It's actually a $4 billion industry. So all those little tests you see on Facebook and Instagram, it's actually a $4 billion industry. So personality testing is huge. Assessing personality is huge. Big market. But we were turned on to this thing called the Enneagram, and I kind of ran with it. I just liked the way that I was described. So Mitch was labeled as a type 8, and once the definition of type 8 was told to us, I laughed because that pretty much describes Mitch. And then we were reading the different types. So there's 9 types. There's reformers, helpers, achievers, individualists, investigators, loyalists, enthusiasts, challengers, and peacemakers. So Mitch is a challenger. And reading the descriptions, Mitch said, I think you're a type 6, which is like this doomsday planner. It's called the loyalist, but the description is kind of this doomsday planner person that has 3 years of soup cans in their cabinet type of person. And the description was read to me, and I've never had my viewpoint on life, my inner thoughts, kind of my whole theory of being described so thoroughly but so succinctly. I'll read it here. Reliable, hardworking, responsible, trustworthy troubleshooter who try to foresee all possible problems. I'm like, yep, I'm on board with that. Cautious and decisive at times due to their inclination to overplan. Yep, that's me. can become defensive, evasive, and anxious under stress or when their decisions are questions. Yep, that's me. And then it ends with this quote, which is sums me up to a T, I think. I heard this and I thought, yeah, that's totally me. Type 6s thrive best when running on stress, but constantly complain about it. So that's my life in a nutshell. I would never be happy if I was not doing 800 things at once, but damn it, I will complain about it to anybody who gets within earshot. But at the same time, I would not be happy laying on the couch watching Netflix, right? Having no schedule, having no plan for the day is my absolute nightmare scenario. So understanding these different types of these Enneagrams is good. What I like about the Enneagram is it tells you who best, what other types you will work with. It tells you what kind of behaviors you can expect out of a different type under optimal conditions. So this person has a lot of resources, they're working under optimal conditions, how will they perform? And we'll tell you what behavior you can expect when they're working under suboptimal conditions. So when they're working under a lot of stress, they don't have optimal conditions, what kind of behavior can you expect? So they call that integration and disintegration. And I think that's really helpful because it lets you know who you can pair people up with in your organization, who not to pair people up with, right? You don't want to have a bunch of type 6s together, just kind of over planning stuff and not making a decision. That wouldn't be very efficient. On the inverse, you wouldn't want a bunch of type 8s. So type 8 is this kind of a commander type role, somebody that's a little bit disorganized, somebody that doesn't really plan, somebody that kind of walks into a room and takes charge. So definitely somebody like Mitch, somebody like Jeff. A lot of the faculty at ICE strike me as a type 8, right? They just kind of walk in front of the room and you can't explain why, but you just know to shut up. You just know that they're about to start talking and take control of the room. A bunch of type 8s together wouldn't be very good because while they can lead and execute, they don't have that infrastructure necessary to do it efficiently and repeatable. Versus kind of pairing a type 6 and a type 8 together, somebody who plans a lot but doesn't like to go out and just do and kind of execute in the public realm, paired with a type 8 who thrives off that. Pairing those two together knowing that is a really good way to start to pair people up with your organization. And so the more I dig deep into this, that was about a month ago, the more I see myself doing stuff and just realizing that that's kind of my inherent nature, right? I'm the type of person that likes to get to the airport 3 hours early because, well, I mean, shit, you just never know, right? You never know how long security will be. You just never know. Too many variables. Just get there 3 hours early. Why not, right? You can always work on your laptop in the airport versus someone like Mitch who class ends at 5 and he has booked us 5:30 p.m. flights and I'm in the passenger seat just sweating because we're gonna get to the airport just on time, just as the plane is boarding, and that's kind of a worst case scenario for me. I'm the type of person that when we go on a weekend course, I take not only a backpack but I take a carry-on with 5 days of clothes for 2 days because why not? I always bring a dress shirt and tie and dress shoes. I've never used them, but you just never know. I take chargers for every possible device, even though I don't have most of those devices. I take an extra power strip in my carry-on because, man, you never know, right? You gotta plan ahead, right? I'm getting better. I used to fly with a checked bag with an air mattress and pillows so that no matter where we ended up, Airbnb or hotel, I could be sure that I had a bed, right? If I had to give up my bed to somebody else, I would have my own bed. So now I don't do that, right? That's crazy. But getting better, but understanding that stuff, why I behave that way, has helped me a lot to just understand that that's just kind of the way I am, and I'm probably not going to change most of that behavior, but also understand that it limits me, right? Planning a lot, over planning can be detrimental as much as it can be helpful. As I said before, kind of the weakness of a type 6 is over planning so much that they never make a decision, right? And over planning to the point that it becomes inefficient, spending hours planning something that may not have required that planning, right? So getting to the airport 3 hours early, very rarely have I ever needed all of that time to get checked in and get through security, right? I usually end up sitting at the gate for an hour and a half or 2 hours. So it can be as efficient as it is inefficient. Always planning, always feeling the need to plan. I'll show you guys really quick, right? So a lot of people do PT on ice and they just wing it. Here are my cliff notes, 2 pages, tons of bullet points. Spent a couple hours, as I always do before each one of these, writing out notes, practicing, listening to myself talk, refine, give myself feedback, correct my notes again and again and again and again. When kind of really at the end of the day, this is just 15 minutes, and I probably don't need to plan this much. But again, I'm a type 6 and I do type 6 stuff. So just going through this Enneagram process has helped me better both understand myself and other people. I find myself now when I meet people or interact with people that I know, trying to guess what I think their type is just based on their behavior, and then once I'm pretty sure, then I kind of know what kind of behavior I can expect out of them. I think this better helps us understand too, like everyone has that person in their life that's 5 or 10 minutes late everywhere they go, and it kind of annoys you, or maybe you're that person. Why can you just never be on time? And understanding yourself better that way, I think, can make you a better person, make you a better employee, make you a better member of a team, and understand where your strengths are, so where you can kind of double down and pump the gas, and where you need to hit the brakes a little bit too, with understanding where your flaws may be, where your weaknesses may be, where areas you need to work on may be, right? So I would much rather be behind a computer planning stuff and kind of executing spreadsheets and data and graphs and emails than I would be in front of a classroom. But Jeff has definitely pushed me outside of my comfort zone, and now teaching with Mitch on the weekends has pushed me outside of that comfort zone. So it's good to know where your limitations are and to work on them and get pushed outside of those limits, so that you can better understand yourself and better be part of a team, better be part of a whole organization. So I'd encourage you to take this test or take any of them. As I said, I'm not trying to sell Enneagram here or anything like that. Not trying to get a sponsorship. I think it's like $5 to take the test. But a couple of our friends here in Michigan have taken it now, and it's fun to see them take it and the type they get. And everyone, of course, is always a little bit irritated at first at the type they're labeled with, but it's funny how when someone says I'm a type whatever, and everyone in the peer group says, oh yeah, we knew that already. We knew all that stuff about you. So it's kind of interesting to see how your close friends and coworkers already knew that you were that type of person before maybe even you did. And so studying personalities, especially as a leader, can really help you better understand how to predict behavior out of people that you work with, to know how they'll best perform, how to best support them, their strengths and weaknesses, and help to better understand how they might perform when they're under stress. I'm sure we've all been in that situation where somebody acts differently than we thought they might, just because we've never seen that. We say we've never seen that side of that person before, but understanding these personality types, these traits, will better understand how we can expect them to perform both optimally and suboptimally. So try it out. Be interested to see if anyone goes on to take it, what your type would be. It's kind of fun in that way, right? So if you do take it, let us know what your type is. I'm sure we would have said that about you already, right? That's kind of how it goes. So that's it. It's called, Mark, I see your comment. It's called an Enneagram. I'll spell it ENNEAGRAMS, Enneagrams. It's got a long scientific official name with some people in front of it. It's called the REGTI test, REGTI is the full name, but the types are called Enneagrams. Yeah, you're welcome. So that's it for today. Go out and get your personality tested. Have some of your coworkers, some of your employees take it and play around with it. See if people line up where you think they would. See where you line up, and if you think that about yourself, or if it's a surprise to you. So that's it. Thursday, go out, get after it. Headed up tomorrow to Traverse City with Zach Morgan, Jeff, Mitch, and some other folks for lumbar spine management up in Traverse City. That's going to be fun. Supposed to snow up there this weekend. Classic pure Michigan weather coming at us now. If you can't catch us this weekend with Lumbar, I'll be in Milwaukee next weekend with Jeff and our friend Rachel Salina again for Lumbar at Marquette University. Even if you can't catch us for the Lumbar course, Jeff and I are going to be giving a little talk on population health next Friday. So that's Friday the 16th to the Marquette University students. So even if you can't come to the Lumbar course, consider dropping in just to rap about some population health with us on Friday. And then after Thanksgiving, we've got Mitch down in Fort Myers, Florida at CrossFit Thoroughbreds on December 1st and 2nd for Fitness Athlete Live. So that's it. I probably won't see you all before Thanksgiving in a couple Thursdays. So if I don't get on here before then, have a happy Thanksgiving, have some happy holidays, and I'll see you guys after the holiday. Have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend. Try out Enneagrams. Try out one of the other personality tests and see where you line up.